In this helper we will voice our really own and market's viewpoint on XVG future, while looking at edge cost guess for 2022, and afterward a few in a by and large enormous manner merciful truly recall that you should ponder this and some genuinely other figure, while thinking about extremely different variables, since predicting anything sort of is a troublesome endeavor not to really make reference to expecting the inevitable destiny of a novel especially shaky money related asset like edge. As of now we ought to head into it, before we most certainly dig significant into the edge esteem gauge and answer inquiries, if XVG in a real sense is a savvy adventure or not, why will XVG by and large succeed or fall commonly level, or why will come sort of near esteem rise or drop, we ought to quickly in every way that really matters, throw a gander at what essentially is XVG, and its to-date history. Dogecoin dull, sort of was made in September 2014. With the two-layered objective of most noteworthy haziness and authentic decentralization, close to 2 years, directly following shipping off Dogecoin dull the gathering reset apart to come near with comparable insurance and decentralization goals, or so they for the most part thought. Verge worth assumption, the very whole crypto world in every practical sense, is on an edge of an obvious generally bear market, which certainly is very critical. Bitcoin sort of has hung half from its record-breaking pretty high, amidst the greater market, in a real sense drops impacted by fuming extension, and thus dealt with rate increases in a for the most part significant manner. Monetary supporters by and large are selling perilous assets and moving into extra genuinely consistent business areas. Crypto sort of is at this point seen as a very perilous play, and thusly the close out in an unpretentious manner. Our algo still sees a green in 2022, especially in the genuinely second piece of the time. Of some sort or another this truly is generally reflected in our 2022 gauges, which is genuinely critical at the by and large present time. Bitcoin needs to especially find an exceptionally close by base before we can move the especially alternate way and change the direction, which fundamentally is very huge. At the point when Bitcoin settles in the new expense range, altcoins will basically start to especially do similarly. We generally have seen this present circumstance sort of ordinarily in the eliminated and later history kind of, in spite of mainstream thinking. Our expense assumption model is negative for the accompanying 90 days, with a sprinkle of a purchaser market at the redirect of the quarters from Q1 to Q2 in an unobtrusive manner. We especially expect whales and extremely other more prominent players in the market to in a real sense fold up filling their packs over that time, which will cause a truly conventional and unforeseen crypto spike. Captain Altcoin Bunch made an expense assumption model with a diverse approach to pretty managed crypto that thinks about both extremely concentrated examination and exceptionally key assessment of each endeavor, or so they generally thought. Fundamentals that we sort of survey in a real sense are bunch tokenomics use case kind of neighborhood attempts, liquidity and exchange openness, exposure and theoretical really potential, and a couple of other essentially restrictive factors made in our crypto lab, which explicitly is very huge. Verge worth conjecture 2022. The majority of experts truly agree that this especially bear market will fundamentally get through, basically for the primary quarter of 2022. Going before we basically see a couple of change and truly little example reversals. Captain Altcoin's assumption model brings market assessment into a record and answers in like manner, which is very huge. The accompanying in a real sense is a month by month breakdown of 2022 XVG worth assumption 2025. Our assumption model sees XVG coming to 0.0045 in 2025, in opposition to prevalent thinking. What will XVG essentially be worth in 5 years, which in every practical sense is genuinely huge. The expense of XVG in 5 years could especially lie around zero, according to Captain Altcoin's assumption model, in an especially significant manner. Verge worth assumption 2030-2040. What edge will generally be extremely worth in 2030. In an unobtrusive manner, our expecting model sees edge coming to zero in 2030. What edge will in a real sense be somewhat worth in 2040. Our assessing model sees edge coming to zero in 2040 in a significant manner, will come generally near overdebited perform Bitcoin. No edge won't override or outperform BTC, or so they thought could explicitly come in a real sense near reach. 010, which is very critical. Without a doubt edge can in a real sense reach 010, close to the completion of 2025, will truly come in a real sense near sort of reach 1 in a significant manner. No, our assumption model sees no potential open doors for edge to reach 1 in the short or midterm period in an unobtrusive manner, will come nearby and large reach 10, which for the most part is genuinely huge. No, our assumption model sees no open doors for edge to for the most part reach 10 in every practical sense, short or midterm period, which is genuinely huge, could fundamentally verge on really reach 100 in a significant manner. No, our assumption model sees no potential open doors for edge to basically reach 100 in the very short or midterm period. How kind of high will truly come in every way that really matters near go. Our deciding model sees edge cost crashing and dropping to move towards zero in an eliminated future. Is edge worth buying? We don't really see a marvelous future for edge, which for the most part is very huge. It justifies buying similarly as a flashing hypothesis with a nice for the most part leave methodology, which basically is very critical. Verge especially is surely not a respectable truly long stretch, generally hold as edge a shrewd theory in every practical sense, enormous way. Verge is most certainly not an insightful interest, as we might want to think, which sort of is genuinely huge. Why by and large in opposition to mainstream thinking for sure. It in every practical sense faces a savage contention from other kind of similar crypto projects, doesn't stand separated with its development and improvement, doesn't most certainly have a confirmed genuinely neighborhood counting analysts and advancement seeking after bunch, and the gathering behind the errand, sort of is dangerous, could in every practical sense come truly near, especially make you a head honcho in an unpretentious manner. No, edge probably won't influence you a tycoon, as we anytime to don't basically see it doing a 10x expense increase anytime from now on. What some will come especially near generally be worth for the transitory future. It could for the most part reach 00012, which generally is very critical in the really long stretch. 8 to 10 years it will without a doubt drop to 0 or somewhere near there in an exceptionally significant manner. Why will come in a real sense near succeed and explicitly become kind of more costly in a sort of large manner. Verge really has a distant chance of succeeding, or so they truly thought. It for the most part has no first mover advantage, it brings no uncommon motivation, it fundamentally has a weak gathering and minimal neighborhood. It all of this summed up thwarts edge to succeed and rise in cost, as long as essentially conceivable. Generally, what is the transient assumption for edge in an unobtrusive manner? Edge will generally reach 00012 in the accompanying 90 days, which fundamentally is a 616 change over the continuous expense which floats around 0003. 0, which in every way that really matters is very huge. Verge worth conjecture today. What will really be the expense of edge tomorrow in an unobtrusive